E-cigarette company Juul Labs has reached a settlement in the North Carolina vaping case, the first in a number of lawsuits the company is facing, brought by states claiming their marketing practices fueled nicotine addiction in young people. Under the settlement, Juul has agreed to pay North Carolina $40 million and make changes to its business practices, such as marketing strategies and content that appeals to young people. Juul just released a statement today saying the settlement is consistent with our ongoing effort to reset our company. The statement went on to say it supported the effort to reduce underage use of its product. Again, that's one case, more to come. Joining me now, Dr. Robi Ludwig, psychotherapist, author, and TV commentator. Doctor, what are you seeing with e-cigarettes in teenagers? How big a problem is this, and what are the dangers?
Well, it's a huge problem because these companies marketed to young kids and they targeted them basically, and they made the product look modern and fashionable and not lethal. They had influencers also make these very dangerous jewels look exciting and like it would make them popular. So it's unfortunate. In addition to all of that, also made it look colorful like candy. And young kids are very vulnerable, not only to marketing, but also to what their peers are doing. And for the first time ever, these companies were marketing kids on social media where they live. So kids really don't understand danger. They have this magical thinking that gets them to feel that they're safe. That's what made it so dangerous.
Yeah. Let's shift because there's another kids issue we wanted to get to with you, Doctor, and that is Colorado and states across the country are raising the flag that record numbers of children are attempting suicide. There was a hospital system in Colorado that declared a pediatric health state of emergency. We're coming out of a brutal year, and I think we're just starting to find out how brutal it was for our kids. What's happening? What are you hearing?
Well, kids have been isolated. They were dealing with a lot of stress. There was the stress of online learning, of not being able to connect with their peers during a time when socialization is so very important, probably absorbing the stress of their families, fear about COVID, losing people to COVID, financial insecurity, and just the stressors that were going on in the home without having personal contact of maybe a school psychologist or a teacher that was nurturing or being involved in school sports, which was mentally healthy. And so they had to deal with that all alone, not having the emotional maturity to really process those emotions. And now that they're go back to school, they also have this anxiety about returning to normalcy and the fears and pressures that go along with all of that.
Well, the heartbreaking part of this, as you know, is that they at least consider the option of taking their own lives. Before they get to that point, Doctor, what are the challenges of reentry that they should be aware of? And not necessarily just reentry, but anything else that might be going on in their lives.
Well, this is where parents can really help children, and you can use the news as a way to enter into this conversation so children don't feel like they're being invaded emotionally, to say, hey, I read this study. A lot of kids your age are feeling stressed and dealing with depression and maybe even thinking about suicide. Has that ever happened to you? It's normal. If you have those feelings, I'm here to help, to really teach kids also the difference between what secrets are not okay to keep and what is important to share with a trusted adult, either in your family or somewhere else. So kids know that there are people to turn to and that there is therapy, and basically getting the message out there, talking to people is healthy, so that they know they're not stigmatized.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Our kids have run out of resilience, I saw today. Dr. Robi, it's great to see you. That's Dr. Robi Ludwig, psychotherapist, author, and TV commentator. We appreciate you spending some time with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.